And welcome to Earth 2, where superheroes exist and comic book talk is a norm. I'm your host, VitoD.
MoeCrosby.
And welcome to the planet.
Welcome to the planet.
With DC re-releasing the Wonder Woman animated movie, we started thinking. Yes, it's such a good movie. We started thinking, what graphic novels, what books would we like as an animated movie?
So many.
You remind all these, all of our favorite, all the best animated movies are all loosely based on a current storyline or on a graphic novel of some sort. Like the Wonder Woman that's being re-released is Gods and Mortals, written by art by George Press, right?
Yeah.
So, we're gonna give you, as always, our five things, right? That's what we do.
That's what we do.
I mean, yeah. So
it really should be two things. Earth2.
Yeah. Well, no, it's too short of a list.
Too short of a list, right?
Right. So, I mean, for example, Dark Knight Returns was loosely based on Dark Knight Returns. Yeah, Flashpoint Paradox was on the crossover event. Flashpoint. Justice League Doom was Tower of Babel. Mark Waid's run on Justice League.
Justice League War was Justice League War, pretty much.
Yeah, by Jim Lee and Jeff Johns.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you've enjoyed this movies as we have, if you've never really read the comics, but we're gonna give you some of our graphic novels that we want to see as animated
adapted movies. As animated movies.
Because some of the best comic books, some of the best ones we've read, we've never really seen, and we just think it's unfair.
Yeah, I mean, if after 20 years, Killing Joke can be turned into an animated movie, any of these,
and some may be better. I don't know how you feel, but some may be better than a Killing Joke.
Yeah, it's all personal preference. So, without further ado, let's get into our list.
All right. First things first, as the resident Superman head here on the show, this is the one I would like to be turned into an animated movie, Superman Red Sun. This is the biggest what if story, right? It's the biggest what if. This is written by Mark Miller and it's art by Dave Johnson. This book asks the question: what if when Superman was sent to Earth, he missed Kansas and he landed in Soviet Russia. Or Ukraine at the time. He landed in Ukraine, but it's under Soviet Russia's control. Literally, when his parents sent him, the way it starts up is when his parents sent him from Krypton, the world was turning at the time, and based on some events that happened in space, the time when he was supposed to land on the Kansas farm, on the Kent farm, he misses it by an hour or a couple hours, and he lands in Soviet Russia.
During the Cold War of all things.
Yes, during the Cold War. So he's not fighting for truth, justice, and the American way. He's fighting for
truth, justice, in the communist way.
Exactly. In this book, we have Lex Luthor, who's kind of like the good guy, bad guy. Lex Luthor is a different. We get a different version of Lex Luthor. We get a different version of Batman. We get a different version of Wonder Woman. Lex Luthor and Lois Lane are married in this book. It's a very interesting what if story, and I really, really like it. And I thought this was something that was going to be, that if they did, would be great to do. I can see how doing it now might not be a good look, but it's something that DC or Warner Brothers should look at doing in the future.
Well, you already knew that Mo was going to do something Superman related. And here I am doing something Batman related, right?
Duh.
What a surprise, right? So another book we agreed on should be an animated movie. Is Hush.
This guy right here.
Written by Jeff Loeb, art by Jim Lee, colors by Scott Williams. I mean, it doesn't really get any better than this.
All-star team.
So it really doesn't get any better than this. Anytime you go to a comic book store and you ask for what's the best Batman book to read, 9 times out of 10, somebody's gonna say Hush. So what this is about is pretty much Batman going up against every single villain that you can name. I mean, he even fights Superman. Fights Superman. He's mind controlled.
Yeah, is this one of the ones where he almost beat Superman?
Well, he's what's it called? He's being mind controlled. Well, Superman's being mind controlled,
yeah.
by Poison Ivy.
Yes.
And what he does is that he teams up with Selena Kyle, with Catwoman, as they're fighting. And since he knows his weakness, what he does is that they push Lois Lane off of a building to snap him out of his
out of the mind control.
Yeah. So they go against him. They go against the Riddler. They go against Scarecrow. They hint. This is actually the book that hints and teases the return of Jason Todd before he became the Red Hood.
Ooh.
So it's
kind of a connection.
Yeah, actually,
it's kind of
this book or whatever was the idea that made it come into fruition of the Red Hood coming back, because the reaction that people had once they turned and saw that Jason Todd is alive, they're like, what? And then about a year or so later,
they made it happen.
They made it happen.
So just if someone sees that on that Under the Red Hood animated movie was like maybe top 10 of all time. So
well, actually, it's one of my favorite ones. It's top 3 in my book. But
so this should definitely be made.
Yeah. So if anything, the new animated the new Batman book, not animated, the new Batman movie, the standalone, is teasing something similar to Hush, but happening inside Arkham Asylum.
Okay, so shoot.
Yeah.
I'm all in. So if that's the case, then they should do a Hush, so we can get some type of introduction, like the way they did Assault on Arkham before Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
And, the way they just did Justice League Dark, with the Justice League Dark movie coming out. So I think this should definitely be made. I'm all for it. I don't know about you guys. So
there's a pretty cool splash page here too, with all the Batmobiles.
Ooh, yes.
If you guys can see it. No. Good. What's next? Oh. What's next on our list is a huge crossover event that happened in DC. Blackest Night.
Yes.
I mean, with all the hype that Green Lantern's gonna come out. I mean, gonna be in Justice League.
Yeah, and we don't know yet. We know something's happening. Just keep us on our toes. We like it that way. Yeah. But yeah, with all the hype that just there's a Green Lantern gonna be out.
Why not his biggest event?
This was one of the biggest crossover events to date.
Yeah,
because
DC.
this was a huge crossover event because it started with Green Lanterns, and it went to Batman, and I think it went to Adam.
Yeah, everyone had a part in this.
Everyone had a part in this. So
yeah, what it is that it also introduces the whole color spectrum. So
we get the whole color spectrum.
Yeah, which is pretty much what the Lantern rings are based off of. So yellow is fear, green is hope. No, blue is hope, and green is will.
Yeah.
So red is anger. Yeah. So red is anger. So the characters already. Pretty much every character has a a ring somewhere in the story. So Mara secretly has hated Wonder Woman all this time. So eventually all that anger built up and she became a Red Lantern.
You know what's funny about Mara hating Wonder Woman is because it got teased in Flashpoint.
Yeah. Exactly. And Wonder Woman showing compassion. Got that little fuchsia ring.
Yeah.
Flash, since he's always so hopeful, became a Blue Lantern. Yeah. Same thing with Superman. And Batman. Well, Batman was dead at the time. So
yes, he's dead pretty much.
He had he was a Black Lantern.
Yeah.
Zombie pretty much.
So the Black Lanterns are pretty much zombies.
Yeah, they're all dead. Yeah, they're all dead. And they're being controlled by Black Hand, and that's what the whole Blackest Night is that every character that pretty much was dead at one point
is
during their continuity are brought back, but in a zombie mode.
Yeah.
Zombie.
Yeah. So what also is great about this book, Blackest Night, is it spurns another one, like another event,
Brightest Day, which is the aftermath. And everything.
So
besides, anyway, it's written by Jeff Johns.
So you already know it's like almost greatness because there's a couple writers. But yeah, Jeff Johns does a lot of pretty awesome work for DC. So we know. I know you know. I know you know that we love it. So
Besides,
yeah,
anyway,
we need to see this.
Jeff Johns' run on Green Lantern and on the Flash is pretty much the best work that I've seen on a character in a while. So
because he understands both characters.
Yeah.
So yeah, we need to see this happen. DC, Warner Brothers, make this happen. And then for a sequel, Brightest Day.
Yeah.
Why not?
Give Green Lantern some love.
Yeah, because I mean, he's had what, 2 animated movies, just about 2.
Yeah, just
2. Everyone else has.
You know, with all the hype that's coming out.
Yeah, he needs another one. The next one for us would be this guy right here.
Pretty much the biggest. Yeah.
Yes, the biggest
DC event of
all time. And
so this event was pretty much the reason why the Silver Age happened.
Exactly. And
all across comic books. So they already did Crisis on 2 Earths.
Yes, and
but we figured what it is, what Crisis on 2 Earths was that you saw a world where all the superheroes were bad, and all the versus as opposed to the world we live in.
Yeah.
But what this one is, especially with the way the DC animated, the DC extended universe is going, where you have a TV show Flash, you have a movie Flash. This teases and toys with the idea of all of them meeting together and working together against a common enemy. So
what we also hoped is that if the way the DCU is going, or the way the DCU could go, one way could go is tease a Crisis.
Yep.
Where we get Ezra Miller and Grant Gustin working together, and we get Ben Affleck and Batfleck and Green Arrow working together, because Green Arrow's Batman. Yeah, you understand what we mean. But yeah, but this is the event of all events. This is the one where, like he said, every superhero from every Earth and every world comes in to work together to face a common enemy. So this is something where we decided that this is going to be a very good animated movie, but it's probably going to be something that's going to be drawn on a couple of movies, right?
Yeah. So anyway, they have so many iconic moments in here, from Supergirl dying to also Flash sacrificing himself to save the world.
Yes. This was pretty good, man. This is pretty good. So yeah, we're in for this. I'm all here. I'm all here for this, and we want this to happen too. Last, but definitely not the least, is
Kingdom Come is an Elseworld story. Takes place in the future, where it's pretty close with the idea of what if our superheroes that we grow up, that we know now, are old, they don't do it anymore, and a new league of younger superheroes takes over, but they're not as polished, they're not as experienced as our main superheroes, and just completely aren't really that good at it.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so when we were thinking up this episode and we're talking about what we wanted to happen, I asked Vito, because this is a very dark book.
Yeah,
it's dark and it's really edgy. So this is something that if it was made, like the Killing Joke was made, and was made as an R movie, would this be made as an R movie also?
Yeah, it depends on the show.
I would like for them to go all out with this one if they were going to do it.
Yeah,
to go all out. And so, because if you have to make it, for everyone, you're gonna have to like cut some things out.
Yeah.
But this is such a good story that we want everything to happen as is.
Yeah. So
this is our complete 5. So it was this guy right here,
Kingdom Come, written by Mark Waid, and art by Alex Ross.
The most iconic comic book art there's out there.
Crisis on Infinite Earths, written by Marv Wolfman, and art by George Perez.
Yep.
Blackest Night. Jeff Johns, Evan Reese, Joe Prado, Batman Hush, Jeff Loeb and Jim Lee, and finally
Superman, Red Sun,
Mark Miller and Dave Johnson. So this has been our complete list of what DC of our 5 movies that we need DC to make as an animated movie. based on the graphic novels that we've read. If you've had any other ideas or any other suggestions on what movies you would like to see turn into an animated movie, leave it down in the comment section below. Also, hit us up on our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
Social media?
Yeah, on our social media. Earth2 Comic Cast.
Earth2.
And that's all one word with the number 2. So please like and subscribe.
Yep.
Hit us up on our social media. And as always, MoeCrosby and I is go fill your line boxing.